Welcome to the Flat Track Factory. Hey, Sammy.
Hey, man.
Thanks for coming over a day after the race, especially cut a little sore.
Dude, yeah, I'm not too happy that you forced me coming over here. I'm all beat up, just crashed, and I'm all sore. And like to close out this contract, you made me come over to close out our deal so you can pay me the big bucks. So came all this way over from Charlotte to Gastonia.
$20.
20 bucks. Sweet.
Well, normally it's 10, but you're a world champion now, so extra bonus. Hey, so this is going to be your race report. I've got a bunch of texts today from my friends, and I'm so happy that you guys have done that, but I decided that we're going to do it in video format. We had a great time that ended poorly. A little bit of damage, a little bit of scuffed up skin. Let's kind of talk about how it went and a missed opportunity. So, Sammy, we lucked out. We had people come on board. We were running fresh Dunlop tires, fresh service Penske suspension.
Yeah.
We had sticker tires on the track. The spring was the way you liked it.
Yeah.
And how was the bike off the truck?
Right off the truck, it was good. Like, I kind of came in and it was kind of funny. You guys were like, kind of like in suspense a little, like, what's he going to say? What's he going to start barking orders? Change this, change that. And I was just sort of like, take out my earplugs. Like, no, it's good. Like, it was chill. Like, I just needed to learn how to ride it a little bit. I felt good right from the first practice. Was just learning the track and being very easy on the throttle. Initially, I was just really trying to baby it around there, roll around there.
Why were you babying? Well, tell them what the track was like.
The track was kind of slick. Like, it was sunny and hard. I think they rode practice the night before, so it was like totally kind of sealed over and hard a little bit. Yeah. But it was just a little slick. Like, but yeah, by the second practice, I realized even in those conditions, you could really like throw that thing in there, scrub some speed, get on the gas, and like ride the thing, and you didn't have to like baby it. Like, I don't know, maybe on a 450 motorbike or something, it's. Sometimes, once they get sideways, it's like they're not going anywhere. But on this thing, it was like you could get it sideways and still make it go where you wanted to go. So that was nice.
And we normally argue about gearing constantly, and we were sort of on the same page, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. No, I got some arguments now for you on gearing on what I think we should do the next time. But
okay,
we're gonna
well, that's good.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, gearing was pretty good. It was like if I whacked the gas really hard, it would spin right up to the rev limiter because it had so much power. It had enough power to more or less spin it. But if I rolled it on and fed it to it, it was just hitting the limiter kind of towards the end of the straightaway. We did have to drop a tooth after the first heat race for the night show. It got a little faster and was hitting the chip pretty hard in the first heat race.
They watered it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So. I actually was communicating with my engine builder Jerry, and we got some stuff I can't tell you because we're
top secret.
Yeah, it's rider management stuff. You'll find out.
Oh, rider management. Yeah. Oh, you guys, come on.
Yeah, but I think that of course, what am I going to tell you? It's my channel, it's my bike. I got my buddy here, so I'm going to tell you the hero story. But I think we had them shaking in their boots, and that's why I'm so disappointed that we ended up on the ground. Is it dickish to say that we might have been the fastest package in the paddock?
I mean, we definitely were. Like right from the jump, everybody knew that. It wasn't a big deal. Like it was early in the night, right? Yeah. Like sometimes, things
change. Sure.
It was super fast early in the day. The track got rougher in the main event. Trent Lowe looked good, so I'm not gonna say we would have won it, but I was planning on winning it. But we didn't get that far, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first heat race went off great. I was hoping for a whole shot, but quite frankly, the weak link in the Rotax is the clutch. It's 40-year-old technology, and we've got modern cylinder head technology that can solve this, that, and the other, and modern ignition that solves some problems, rev limiters that solves some problems, but even with this pressurized oiled clutch, it's a clutch made for 35 horsepower. So, the modern bikes, they can just slip the clutch forever. So, certainly from my standpoint, would you agree that's kind of the Achilles heel of this thing, is it just got kind of poor launch feel?
Honestly, the feel wasn't bad for me. As long as and we didn't smoke the clutch, so it was good. It was just a matter of learning it. Like it's different. It's like a tractor. This thing. Yeah. I'm racing against modern motocross bikes that are just like popping off the corners, popping. Like this thing is more of a slow builder. Like it's so it's probably not going to be as easy to get off the line as the modern bikes that are just like can just pop off the line. But if the conditions are right and if I perfect the technique, I can get good starts on this thing, I think. But that's what I was trying to do, is perfect the technique. Guys, it's about as far as we got.
Yeah, so the heat race, I think we came off the line kind of mid-pack, and it's like you turned on your blinker coming out of 2, went into the passing lane, and that was the end of that. And it looked like it was handling at the end of the straightaway really well.
At the end of the straightaway, the handling?
The
hand was just straight up and down, wide open. Yeah. The old factory flat track bike was running strong, that's for sure.
Well, what is that ancient saying? There is no replacement for displacement. So that's a fun thing about running, semi-pro races in the open class. My joke is my open class bike is actually illegal. It's always my goal to be cheating somehow. So anyway, so then the second heat race, let's
finish on the first heat race. So the first heat race, got to the front, and then I was starting to cut some laps in the front, kind of like trying to find the lines. I went wide a little bit in turn 1, maybe once. It's pretty tight in turn 1, and then coming off turn 4, I was like curious how much of a gap I had worked up. I had some good guys in my heat. I think like Trevor Bruner was behind us. I looked back coming off turn 4, and when I looked back, I kind of like hooked a rut, and it kind of was like whoa, and like wheeling went wide, and so that like lost us a little time. And then in turn 1, I think that's maybe when I went a little wide in turn 1 also, and then Trevor was like he was like trying to like poke it up in there at that point. And so from there, I kind of had to like buckle down, hit my marks, power through. I started like figuring out how to go into turn 3, flick it sideways, and then get right back on the gas, and then drive it forward, and just start my acceleration early.
Maybe think of something. Sorry to interrupt. So the way this track is, you're kind of standing below it, and it's a very long paperclip track. So I can't really see what's happening. So I actually don't know the answer. I'll ask him. What it looked like to me was everybody except you was having trouble not running off the track down the back straightaway. Something, either you or the bike, the combo, you seem to be able to pick your line and decide to go down the middle of the track or not, where everybody else seemed to be slung to the outside. Do you have any explanation for that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it started from the first practice, first like lap on the track. I went in turn 1, and it was like, holy crap, how do we slow down? The turn kind of tightens, and I went way wide. And then like later on in the session, I tried throwing in there hard, and I went kind of wide and just tried to like roll the speed around. It just seemed like it wasn't like working. Like I wasn't gaining time. I was losing time. So I just was trying to be patient and exit like a tighter line. There was maybe some more moisture down there. But even with you saying that, I felt like, for me personally, I felt like I was doing a bad job, because I can think of three times when I didn't do that. And so I'm like thinking about those 3 times when I like didn't actually make that tight arc and went a little wide and lost some time. Like one of the times when Trevor got close, and then also maybe the crash as well has a factor of that. Those couple times I didn't quite ready to make that tightest arc possible.
Got it.
But yeah, that heat race, once I got rolling, I was able to pull away, and those guys knew they were fucked. But it was fun. It was cool seeing so many people out there. Like there was a ton of the pro teams there and stuff like that.
Didn't we get some props from them about our pace?
They were like, oh man, they were just like, I talked to Mike Turner, and he was just like, he was kind of laughing and giving me a hard time about riding the just they could tell how much more I was able to do on this than the motocross bikes on that track. But yeah, it was super cool just having a bunch of the guys from the pro scene there. I got to hang out with like Kenny Coolbeth a bit, and just catch up with like Trent Lowe and Trevor and a bunch of the guys that were there. I didn't really get to see Chad much. It's kind of spread out the way those pits are. They're kind of like spread out, and we were in the one area.
So there was, what was there? There was 2 Grand National champions in the paddock, right? At least 2.
Who was there?
You and Kenny, right?
Oh yeah, of course, Kenny. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I was thinking guys riding.
Okay,
Kenny was there.
He still counts. He was in the paddock, right?
Tuning,
and then probably a handful of national winners, right? I mean, there was heavy hitters. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely more 450 class guys, but those kids love sending it.
Yeah.
Looks like Trevor Bruner's going back to the singles now based
Okay.
off he was riding a 450 there, so I think that's maybe what he's doing. But
All right.
yeah, there was a lot of good guys there. It was good to like catch
Cameron
up and all
Smith was
that.
there.
I never got to catch up with Cameron. Dang it.
Yeah.
I was trying to make my rounds. I was like making a big point of like making my rounds and just to like say hi to everybody.
He's a real good kid. I like him. He got to inspect the tail section of the Rotax when I met him down here one of our local races, and he came over and chatted. And it's just really nice that the younger kids, they still know what the Rotax is. So it's kind of of course it makes me feel like I'm special or whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, it's got to be such a different experience being like me. I grew up racing these, so like my experience with these are one thing. But yeah, those kids like, yeah, they didn't grow up racing none of this stuff. Their experience must be so different just growing up and racing.
Yeah, I would imagine for most of them it's just stories, and maybe they see one once in a while. They've probably not even ridden one.
Mainly ride DTX bikes their whole career. That's fine. Yeah,
actually, I think it's kind of sad because it's just like a whole other world.
It is actually, because like I get on a framer and I'm like, I'm right at home. I'm full slammy mode, they fit me so well. I don't know if it's a little bit because I'm a shorter guy as well, and just I know how to ride them so well. I don't know. I love riding framers for the most part.
This is something that I bet you guys have been thinking about, because I thought this all summer long. I was fantasizing, what if you had this over in Europe and were allowed to race it over there when you were doing the FIM World Championship? Do you think it would work?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just would again. It just gets me with the rev limiter, but I mean, I gotta it's got all that torque, but you just gotta run it. Yeah, no, man, because all those tracks were pretty smooth, so probably would have the start. I guess it would have been the start again. Yeah, because I would have just been figuring out how to get off the line.
Because those formats, you do like 100 races or something, right? I mean, it's not. It's like a heat race and a main.
Four heats and a main. So yeah, getting starts is crucial. So yeah, if I could get her off the line.
All right, Jerry. Well, here's your deal. We're coming after you this winter. I know you told me that this is as good as the clutch is going to get, but you've told me that before. So we need a little more clutch help. All right. So let's wrap this up. We made some changes. I don't remember what all we changed.
Well, we did at one point. So we just got the suspension done by Penske fresh, and because we were all the way backed out on compression before, and so we got it back fresh with more range of adjustment on the soft side. Ran it one session like it was, and then we went softer on the compression, and we went a little taller on the shock as well. It felt better. Also, I felt more comfortable just riding the bike again. So it's kind of like that's flat track. It's so hard testing and developing. Because it's like tracks are always changing, and like for me it was like just first to second session, just feeling more comfortable riding this unique motorcycle. But yeah, we did that, and that was it. We dropped the tooth for the final heat race, the next heat race, the next class, and I wadded this thing up. So I started the first heat race in first gear, didn't get the whole shot, and I always start Rotaxes in second gear, so I'm like, but we had this really small sprocket on it, so it was kind of, we were on the fence about that. But second gear start, and I'm just like, whoa, focusing on getting it off the line, and like I said, the motocross bikes being more agile and popped off, and we're there and kind of like coming down for the tight first churn, and I think a little bit longer, like slipping the clutch out, feathering it out, trying to get it there, keep it from wheeling by like staying over the front, because on the framers I also more aggressive and want to wheelie. Yeah. And then that tight first corner, increasing like tightening radius, and just like bike was here, that came here, and then it slowed down like for that tight turn, and I did not, and it was just like that. It was like, I mean, I'm inches from his wheel to begin with, and he just slowed down before I did, it looked like, and it was just like I recognized it, like it happened. I recognized it, but it was just not enough time to like actually slow down, make my turn, and just full freaking high side, like just fully high sided. Yeah,
I've never seen a number plate with rear tire rubber on it.
Yeah.
You by now probably have seen the Insta360 footage of what happened there, right? It's gonna be nice enough to give me that footage. I'll put that in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, stuff the front number plate in front of your bike into Blake's back wheel. Hopefully these forks are not bent. Maybe we'll send them back to our guys at Penske just to check the tubes if you want.
Yeah, that'd
Or
be
we can
awesome if they
check
do
them.
that.
But yeah, the old girl took a tumble. I took a tumble. The ground stopped me fast, and yeah, we had a big. I was so torn on whether to wear leathers or motocross gear as well to start the day because it's like kind of a fast track, and then I was gonna wear moto during the day and switch to leathers. But then it's like once you start riding the track, didn't feel that fast. I had my full like body armor on, but like the body armor, I'm sure, what is it like? The body armor stopped and my skin went to the ground or whatever and skinned me up. So letting it air out because I think that's the quickest way to healing.
Yeah. We always find something to argue about. So we had to fight about how you treat wounds. That's
so airing it out. That's why I got the vest on.
Your trip. Well, I'm glad you're all right. That's the most important thing. Parts is parts. We'll put it back together. No big deal. It was super fun. I really enjoyed you riding the bike. It's been a difficult transition. I'm not saying I'm done racing, but certainly while I get this extended healing thing, I can't be competitive in the class anymore if I'm going to be in this shape. So while I'm healing, decide what I'm going to do. It's great to have a talent like you on the bike, that respects the bike, and I'd like to think we're friends too, and do this together. So yeah, man, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, no, thanks, and me too. But yeah, I have to take a couple weeks off and rest up.
So let's
get ready for the next adventure.
Let's talk about the possibilities. I screwed up when we got together in the spring and gave you a bike with a bad coil. And we were about 400 feet from beating basically the same group of guys, right? We were in the lead and the bike. And then this time, we got the bike running, and then we had a first turn schmozzle. So I think we gotta do it to him one more time.
Probably, yeah. As much as it pains me to agree with you and to think about getting back on the horse after, I'm doing this for fun and, but when you whack your head off the ground, it's not that fun, but...
maybe not the best day to talk about it today, the day after.
But yeah, I think give me a little time and get ready for the season opener.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. So that's a race report. Thank you guys so much for watching. I always appreciate you guys hitting the like button, commenting. I'm honored when you got questions for us, and that helps the channel out a bunch. If you're super crazy, there's a super thanks down there if you'd like, and my PayPal is in the description. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, man.
What are we doing? Let's try that again. Let's try the fist bump. That was like dorks.